This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Greetings, salutation viewers, Voldemort back here with another episode of Star Wars Knights of the Republic. In the last episode, we finally got off Kashyyyk and found out that we had caused a war to basically appear with the Wookiees against Zerka Corporation. And probably for the best, and we missed out on a side quest because I did that, but it wasn't that much of a reward, so I don't feel too bad about missing it. But now that we're back on the ship, we've talked to a few of our companions, gotten to know them a little bit better before we go on to the next task, and I think it's a good time to sit down and talk with an old man and hear all about his old war stories and how he got that bum knee and how kids should get off his lawn, because you already helped him to do that once. So let's continue talking to our crewmates and getting to know them better.
Got something on your mind, dude?
Well, I'd like you to tell me about Kashyyyk first, before we leave, now that we know it's a chaotic cesspool that probably shouldn't go back to for quite a while.
Oh, I know plenty about Kashyyyk. You think someone doesn't live here for 20 years and pick up a thing or two? Chances are, by the time I finish telling you about it all, you would have found out for yourself. So there's no reason for me to start blathering on. It should be enough for me to tell you that there's kilometer after kilometer of trees on this planet. The deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets. If you're smart, you stay on top with the Wookiees. You go deep, however, and you may find some things you weren't expecting. And that's about all I got to say about that. Now, let's get going.
Okay, then.
Oh, I get it. Let's play with the old man's head, is it? He's half senile. He'll forget I said anything. Wait, what was this about anyway?
Jolie. That's why you're my second favorite character in the game.
Got something on your mind?
Alright, we have to about Kashyyyk or Kashyyyk. I swear I've heard like 4 different variations on the Wookiees homeworlds thing. But anyway, we can actually get Jolie to make us healing kits every once in a while.
I suppose I could whip up something, you know, a few herbs and such. You do know that the best alternative is not to get hurt, right? Well, not to say that you go leaping into the path of blaster fire or anything, but I know how you young people get. Here, take it.
And we've he'll give us the generic aid kits. You can't get like a ton of them at once. You have to basically you can get so many, and then the story has to progress to get any more. Anyway, we have a stowaway on the ship. Do you know? Do you have any advice about that?
Stop bothering me with your questions. I can barely hear myself think.
Man, no one wants to help me with that quandary. Except I know what I need to do. I need to go back to Dantooine and talk to that one dude, but have you seen all the Gizga we have on board?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Rambo. What do you say?
I guess Jolie doesn't have any major plot points we can talk to him about, so we'll have to
I get it.
we'll have to talk to him later. Alright, well, I could swear he had some story points at this point in the game, but I guess not. So, alright, anyway, let's see. We've already talked to our stowaway, so we know where we need to go for that, so... Or at least I know. I don't think the game's been obvious about it. It's given us just enough clues that, but yeah, we can pretty much figure out. I don't think T3 has really anything to say anymore. I don't think he has a story as far as I know. He's basically just our, he's our skilled monkey character. Yeah, yeah, he's out of, I think we asked him about that spike earlier. He can't make any more. Let's see. Yeah, he doesn't. Basically, T3 doesn't have any advice to give. Let's see if Zalbar has anything to say about Kashyyyk now that we're gone. Yeah, I'm not gonna say his whole voice. Oh, I didn't know he could help me make grenades. I forgot about that. Do you know anything about deal with the Gizka?
I know nothing of what you speak.
Okay, then. How about the stowaway? Why did they even give us the chance to ask about those questions if they can't even actually do anything to help us?
I cannot help you with that.
Okay. All of my companions are extremely helpful. Thanks, guys. Have anything more to say about yourself, Zalbar?
You have seen more than I would have allowed, and taught me some things too. I am grateful for that. It will be a while before I know what my role will be in making Kashyyyk truly free. I have a lot to earn.
Why did you request to take Baka's sword?
I'm not sure I really know. Your father expects much of me. I guess I do as well. I think when I've learned enough, I'll bring it back to Kashyyyk. What happens then, we'll see.
I'm sorry we can't stay in Kashyyyk longer.
You and I have important things to do, and I don't feel bad about leaving this time. I know I'll be welcome back.
And then, this nostalgia will interfere with your service to me, I hope. And that's the dick thing to say. I won't do that to Zelbar. Not on the light side playthrough of a game. Let's see, grenade.
Alright, let's see what I can do. I think I've just a parts or something. Just a moment.
There you go, more grenade. I don't use grenades as much as I'd like to, I think, but it's a thing you have to spell. Let's see. Anything more about the planet?
So many things have changed in Kashyyyk. I'm not sure what my place is. I must learn more about you outsiders. When I know enough, I will understand how to best serve my people. I'll travel with open eyes this time. But I leave with good feelings. My father will do what is right until I return, and I will when my life debt is paid.
When I die, pretty much. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Zelbar's got nothing for the rest of the game since we finished his storyline. So one character's storyline's completely done at least. I don't think Jolie actually has a storyline at all, if I remember correctly. Because I mean, you find out more about his character, but it's nothing that like you have to go out of your way to solve, type of thing. Oh wait, no, there is a minor one where he reminisces about the old days, but we'll get to that when it comes to it. I almost forgot about that. And we haven't talked to Juhani in quite a while. Let's see what she has to say.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I guess I'm still a Padawan, that's true. Could you help me about the stowaway?
I do not know how to help you with that. I am sorry.
Ah, guys are worthless. How about the Gizka, huh?
I do not know how to help you with that.
Man, don't even make it an askable question if no one can actually do anything about it. I wonder if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Are you doing alright?
I thank you for your concern, but I am still a bit shaken.
Why? What's wrong?
I have been thinking about myself, about KotOR, and about my fall to the dark side. I keep thinking that it was my anger that drove me that far, that nearly damned me. I look inside myself now and I can still see it. I still feel it.
If the tank can be removed, are you sure you should be here? No. You know, I really don't think I care very much. Perhaps you just need more time.
More time would do me good. Time to distance myself from that anger. I think that is why the council agreed to send me with you. They think, perhaps, that in your company, I will be able to free myself from it.
I can't afford to look after you all this time. If I see you begin to slip back, I will create another mountain feed. If I see you begin to slip back, I will intervene.
I thank you for your concern and your acceptance. I will strive to prove that I am worthy of your company and trust.
Let's see. Let's ask her the generic question now.
What is it you...
How'd you become to be a Jedi?
How I came to be a Jedi? I am sure you would not find it very interesting. Are you sure you would like to hear?
Hey, anything more to get that like hot Russian voice actress or her pretending to be Russian actress keep talking is a good reason in my book. Yes, please continue.
Well, it goes back a number of years. Back on my homeworld, we did not see Jedi very often, especially where I lived.
Where did you live?
The hind end of space. A pit of a world, to be sure, where Jedi rarely tread. But we had heard of them. Well, everyone had, so that is not to be unexpected. Champions of truth, defenders of justice, heroes of the Republic. It was very easy for a child to be enthralled by their image, their mystique. Maybe I was one of those children.
Typical childish naivete. Man, such dickish things to say. Did you meet a Jedi?
Yes. Yes, I did. When I saw a Jedi for the first time, They lived up to everything my imagination had created them to be. I was old, and maybe a little enamored.
That imagination can be dangerous. No. Enamored?
They were quite striking, especially the tales of their leader. From that moment on, I knew that I would have to try to become a Jedi. To lift myself out of the rut I had been living in for years, and to make a real difference, as the Jedi wore. The foolish delusions of a child, but this child made it happen. As soon as I was able, I left my world and went in search of them. I found them and was accepted. I had been living my dream on Dantooine for several years before you came. Although, perhaps I was not entirely ready for it, or not completely suited to the task. Otherwise, I would not have fallen. But thanks to you, I have been redeemed. Perhaps I may yet live to see that dream of mine come true. Come, there is much we should do. Let us not waste time talking. Action is what is needed.
Alright, we'll talk to you later. Although when they say she wasn't prepared because she fell to the dark side, it's like, you know how the story, like, if we read the story correctly from both our end and the Jedi's end, is they basically poked her with the dark side stick, hoping to get a reaction out of her to, like, basically purge his dark side feeling early. So it was kind of the Jedi in this case that were kind of assholes. Or dicks, sorry. Try to keep that language down. But let's talk to Carr, see if he has any more background to talk to us
what's
about.
in your mind?
Let's see. Actually, do you know anything about Kashyyyk or Kashyyyk or whatever?
Kashyyyk is covered by a giant forest, I hear. Trees kilometers high. The Wookiees live in the higher branches, I think. Well, that's all I can think of, at any rate.
I didn't think you'd have much to say about this place. Can we do anything about these Gizka?
I'm not really sure. But you can figure it out on your own, can't you?
Well, at least he gave me a different answer than everyone else, but still I can't help you, basically. How about the stowaway?
Sorry, can't...
I know I'm supposed to lead the leader and everything, but aren't you guys supposed to, like, help me with advice and stuff like that? Isn't that the point? Do you want to talk? You got pretty upset the last time we spoke.
Well, I'm not very good at this. I know I owe you an apology. More than one, probably. I was just so desperate to finally face Saul directly in the battle over Terrace. And now the Jedi have us looking for these star maps. I know this mission is important, it's just, I feel a bit useless. I mean, I can fight, sure, but I'm no Jedi. All this feels completely out of my league.
This is the problem I have with Jedi in the Star Wars universe, is that basically unless you're Jedi, then in a lot of storylines, you're pretty much not important, which I don't like that type of storytelling. It's basically like, I mean, you don't see a lot of fantasy books where the wizards are always the main characters. I mean, there's plenty of fantasy books where it's the priest or the fighter, or actually in a lot of cases it's the thief, you know, not just the wizard, while Star Wars indicates that you must be the space wizard, otherwise you don't have a destiny or anything like that. So I don't know. That's probably one of the few issues I have with Star Wars books and stories, is a lot of them focus too much on Jedi. That's probably why some of the more interesting books are like the X-Wing series, the Thrawn trilogy, where it's about non-Jedi people. Yeah, I mean, Jedi are still involved, but not as much. But anyway, maybe if you pull yourself together, you won't be so useless. Why don't you return to the front lines then?
Because this is more important. This may really finally make a difference. I suppose even if I can't figure out everything that's going on, I still want to help if I can. I just hate not knowing what's going on and feeling this helpless. But I shouldn't have taken that out on you. I've been a royal pain in the backside, haven't I?
Yeah, you're just frustrated. Not really. I could care less what you think. Well, don't worry about it, Karth.
No, I do worry about it. I've traveled the lanes more than once. I should know better than this. So, I'm sorry. Will you accept my apology?
No, well, just do what you're told. Oh, only if you agree to work with me for once.
Done. Let's get underway then, shall we, partner?
That's not the complete end to a story, but that'll basically cover it till a major plot happens in the story. So, and we already, I mean, you've seen from the storylines, we've already run across Saul already. So, yeah, you could probably guess who that is. But anyway, let's talk to Bastila and continue whatever we're doing with her.
How can I help?
Anything? See. Actually, can you tell me about the Gizka?
I wish I could help you with that.
Well, at least it's an excuse to talk to Jennifer Hale, even if it's not actually her, it's her character, but still. That's why I like playing as a female shepherd in Mass Effect, because to hear Jennifer Hale say badass lines all the time. Anyway, how about the stowaway?
I'm confident that you can deal with that on your own.
Oh, you act like the great Jedi. Come on.
How can I help?
All right. Well, we just have to take care of that ourselves if we want to. You have something you want to ask me?
I do. How did you know?
Well, your face is all scrunched up like a Kinrath pup.
A Kinrath pup? It most certainly is not. I am a Jedi, remember? I have far too much mental discipline to reveal what goes on inside my mind with such obvious physical clues. My thoughts remain hidden, including whatever my feelings are for you. I mean, whatever I think about you.
You're so cute when you're embarrassed.
That is you. Why must you be so impossibly infuriating? You know very well what I am really talking about. I am referring to the bond between us, the one the Jedi Council spoke of.
Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you.
You can tell that there was a shift in her response in terms of her lines, and it's not Jennifer Hale's fault in this, is because if you play as a male character, there's certain responses that happen to her that aren't when you're a female character. So if I was a female character, a lot of those lines wouldn't have even been there to begin with. It would have bumped right into her connection to the Force and what she's noticed about her powers. So that's probably one of the few issues that you can tell when certain scenes aren't a part of certain stories, because her dialogue, her voice, you could tell is almost completely different, because she was, upset / embarrassed, and then all of a sudden she's calm and clear, like the brink of like a snap, So it's one of those things you notice when you play too many games. But you could warn me when I do something bad. Blink once for the dark side, twice for light. I kind of want to do that answer.
This is not a joke. The choices you make could affect both our destinies, not to mention the fate of the Republic and the entire galaxy. There is much at stake.
Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the influence of the dark side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force.
If you're dark side, she mentions your aggressive attitude and carelessness and stuff like that, so I will try.
That's good to hear. Without the proper training, however, I'm afraid you will find the path difficult even with the best of intentions. There's great danger ahead for both of us. Our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have consequences for the other. Any reckless behavior on your part is likely to affect me as well.
Well, it works both ways, doesn't it? You can help me stay strong. I won't do anything to hurt you.
I believe you truly mean what you say, for now, but sometimes it is not so easy to keep such promises. Your power could be a gift or a curse. When you need guidance or advice or support, I will do my best to help you stay on the path of the light.
I think the one thing I like about Bastila Shan's character in this game is that she doesn't act like the typical Jedi character in a lot of books or stories that, like, well, it's because she's not a Jedi Master, she's just a Jedi, so she hasn't, like, kind of reached the top, although her power would indicate that she is, close to Master level. But, she gets influenced, like I said, she can get angry, she can be too prideful, stuff like that, and I think that's why a lot of people like her character in the game, me included. I'd appreciate any help you could offer.
I only hope I have the wisdom to help you through the dark times. But for now, we should return to our mission.
It proves that she's still a learning character, that she isn't at the max Jedi aloofness or she doesn't know everything type of thing. I don't know. I think they did it. That's why I like a lot of the characters in this game. generally speaking. But anyway, I think before we get on with the main plot, back to Tatooine, I think we need to take care of that little stowaway problem so we can finally get that question out of our thing. So I'm going to meet you back at Tatooine where we talked to that one dude, and so we can basically transfer the stowaway off and get her back to her family. So I'll see you all back in Tatooine here in a moment. Alright, we're back on Tatooine. I grabbed a couple of the Jedi to be here for no other reason other than we need to talk to Silas here and tell him we found the girl that he'd been looking for this whole time. Yeah, you guys thought that when we talked to that guy and he mentioned about finding a girl and that we couldn't do anything about it, you thought that was just random bit of fluff. No, there's a side quest involved. Greetings! Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, he mentions that he's, human daughters, kidnapped. Anyway, this is back to the conversation we actually, it's like, there's a stowaway in my ship by the name of Sasha. This is most excellent news, Sentient. Are you certain of this? Yes, you can come aboard and see her if you like. Oh, yes, I am. She only speaks a smattering of Mandalorian, but I was able to figure it out. Yeah, yes, I am. She was only, we'll do that one. You have convinced me, Sentient, that your stowaway is indeed the one I seek. Would you allow me to see her? Certainly, I could bring you on my ship. Only if it gets me out of trouble. Certainly, I'll bring you to my ship. Let's go then now. I am most anxious to see her. Alright, and then we cut to the going back into that. But that's pretty much it for that, as long as you take the few seconds to learn Mandalorian, you can solve that one pretty quickly. I think if I remember correctly, you can basically force her off your ship if you you don't care about finishing the quest, or if you want to get the dark side points for it. But I don't think you get many dark side points, so it's almost better just to kind of finish the quest officially, unless you're really role playing the game. But man, sometimes these load scenes take way too long, especially if it's like abruptly jutting to the load screen from like the main screen. So I don't know, I probably should cut it, but since I've already talked so much, I'll probably just leave it in. But that's the problem with emulation on the Xbox 360. I know I've complained about that too many times, but oh well. Anyway, we're back on the ship. Though you have aged, young Sentient, I do believe you are indeed the one I seek. I am here to return you to your father. You've now been opposite. I see that Valdemar was correct about your linguistic difficulties. I am positive that your parents can assist you with that. Me eteliza, me naba antopaki. Calm yourself, child. I will take you home. Sasha and Zaga Bristag. Bristag me la fossa. I don't know. Just go. I've had enough of this. Lurk Arca na Bads. Nugisin Lesva Sasha. Lesva mi Palki Lesva. Yib Bristag Yab Abu Valdemar. Thank you for your assistance, Sentient. I am sure the girl's parents will be most appreciative of your efforts. And we did it. We got light side points, and we finished the quest and experience. Hooray! We got her out of the ship. Alright. Now with that out of the way, now we got one problem. If we want to get rid of the Gizka, basically what we have to do is we just buy the poison and poison their asses. But I don't think that's dark side if I remember correctly. But oh well. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, time for us to go back to Tatooine and get the star map there. So I'll see you all back when we enter back into Tatooine.
Excuse me, have you seen a mechanic about? Short fellow, bald. I've been looking.
Well, I'll be a Wookiee's uncle. Davin Coatress?
Jolie? Jolie Pinto? Why, you old freak. Last time I saw you, you were still wandering the galaxy in that old tug. I thought you were dead, old man.
I crashed somewhere and decided to stay.
Yeah. I'll just bet. Damn, old man. You look exactly the same as the last time I saw you. You pickle well.
You're too kind. Not the young lad anymore yourself, I see.
Well, welcome back, folks. I was heading to Tatooine, and I forgot that Jolie has an immediate storyline. I thought I had to finish a planet first, which I guess I technically did to activate that. But anyway, apparently we run across an old man that knows who Jolie is. So we could be jerking just today. Let's just kind of go on. Can I introduce your friend, Jolie?
What are you, deaf? His name's Davin. Old friend from my Wanderer days. By the by, Davin, I really should be running off.
Of course, old man. Oh, wait. If you've been traveling in this sector, I suppose you heard about Sunry?
No, why? What's there to hear?
He's been picked up by the Selkath authorities on Manan for murder.
That's preposterous.
I know. Melora is beside herself, as you can imagine. Maybe you could help them. I'm sure Sunray would appreciate a Jedi's assistance right about now.
Perhaps I will at that. It's up to my friend here, actually. I'm just tagging along.
Yeah, well, we could check on next when we're in Manan. We haven't even gone to Manan yet, so we could get all those stories out of the way at any time. Yeah, we could check onto it.
I'd appreciate that. Sunry's an old friend. I'd hate to see him hurt.
Same here. Well, it was good to see you again. Give my regards to Alora if you see her.
I will. Be safe, old friend.
I don't think we run into Laura, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. Anyway, we're back at Tatooine, finally, after all this time. Going back to Kashyyyk, according to the game. I could have swore someone's pronounced it as Kashyyyk before. Maybe that was just in a different game, and, you know, I almost trust this game to have the better pronunciation, because, I don't know, I feel like they would have made sure to check that. Then again, it is a fictional name, so I guess it could be pronounced any way you want it to. If it was well, I mean, you know what I mean. Like, it's a word, but it's made up in a world in a fictional world. So, anyway, now that we double check our quests here, we've got. Looks like we need to find out about Mission's brother, so we'll need to swap to her at some point. If you want to get the light side into to this star map, we actually need to have HK-47 in our group. I know, right? The assassin droid whose dark side needs even though he has joined your group, Jolie remains a somewhat mysterious figure. Maybe you should speak to him when he chose to come to you. Oh, well, we tried talking to you earlier. Sure, why not?
Got something on your mind, dude?
I guess we just had to travel to the next planet to unlock his story. Actually, what do you know about Tatooine?
Well, unless you're one of the local species and end up being slaughtered or enslaved, Tatooine's a nice enough desert. And that's about all I got to say about that. Now, let's get going.
Alright, hold on, let me...
Oh, I get it.
Okay. I'm having some... since I'm hearing those issues with dialogue, I'm going to do a quick save and then see if that messes up the dialogue too much. And then I'm going to do a quick reload. Hopefully that'll fix any of the lagging issues in the emulation. I hate when that happens. I could have swore when I played this game on the Xbox like years ago, and the 360, mind you, I don't remember having all these issues. I wonder if it's just the age of my Xbox or if it's my disc is getting old. I mean, I've played it multiple times over the years, so, you know, like I said, it's one of my favorite RPGs. So anyway, let's try talking to Julie again.
On your mind?
Tell me about Sunry. How'd you know him?
What? You think because I'm a hermit, I've always been a hermit? Just because I haven't seen Sunry for 20 years doesn't mean he's not a friend. A man could have changed a lot in that span of time, though. But to become a murderer, I can't see it. That's not the Sunry I knew. He was a good man. Put me up in his home for a year back after I left the Order. War hero, too, or so I hear. I wouldn't mind helping the fellow if we can. I owe it to him. Or you can be a young monkey lizard and ignore me, I guess. Well, I don't expect much these days.
Well, I'm almost thinking about redoing that just because of how much it glitched out. But anyway, so apparently we should help Julie. I mean, he helped, even though he kind of forced us to help him on Kashyyyk. But, you know, he hasn't really done anything wrong by us. So why'd you decide to come with me?
You got yourself a fast little ship. I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an Ullerit mating season. Ugh, frightful.
I don't even think I want to know the details of that. So you wanted to ride on my ship? You...
Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of the synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing?
If you don't want to answer the question, old man, just say so. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, tell me.
I'm old, damn it. I'm allowed to be enigmatic when I want to be. And don't you go telling me otherwise. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny, all of that. Breath like a bantha.
Did you annoy this person endlessly too?
Oh, very funny. Is it my fault that some people are so easily annoyed? Like impatient little children with blasters. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, Andor Vex was his name. The force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was.
Huh. I've never heard of them before.
No, you wouldn't have. Sometimes swirling force is just swirling force. It gets us old Jedis excited at our age, so we go, ooh, destiny. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall.
Does the story have a point, old man? I just love the fact that most of the regular responses to him are making fun of him. You're making all this up. Is there supposed to be some... does this story have a point?
Does it have to have a point? I thought we were just talking about Andor. Something wrong with your attention span? Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring.
As boring as the story?
You know, if you keep interrupting, it will take even longer. Have you no patience at all? How did you get as old as you are, anyway? I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time, they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fellow, big teeth. Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning, and that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand.
You know, interesting thing about Krat, this name, is actually, Krat is actually in the extended universe stories after the original trilogy, and he becomes the Dark Lord of the Sith. I mean, different person, but the name just kind of... Andor killed Crate, I take it, or Krat, Howard?
Of course he did. Haven't you been listening? It was not in the way you'd probably expect, though. Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Yeah. Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed, too. Those could have just been gurgling noises. Well, anyway. Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
You're kidding me.
Everyone panics, and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
This is my favorite response to anything in any game ever. I hate you, old man. that just cracks me up. I remember the first time I asked her this question, and I saw that as the top answer, and I just burst out laughing. I think I was playing with a friend at the time, because we played like an all weekend session of this game because we'd heard so much about it, and I can't not help myself. I have to choose it.
Well, now that's the ingratitude of youth for you. I relate an exciting tale, and do I get thanked for it? No. No, it's all me, me, me. Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky. Shoo!
Oh, was I right or was I right, folks? This is why Julie's like one of the best characters of the game, especially for his little stories and the responses you get to him. Oh man, I think I need to take a little break, and Julie talked a little bit over the time limit for my episode, so I think we'll stop here. So, in the next episode, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, I'll take HK out in the desert and see if we can convince the Sand People to give us the location of the star map, or at least a good location therein, without causing a hullabaloo. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. And may the Force be with you.